Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to have a sit down video, which it was not, I did plan this video, but I didn't plan for it to go up this week. I was planning to have it for you next week and include a little bit more. But my plan was this week to have a video for you of us building our garden beds outside. But it is not, I don't have everything done yet, and I don't want to have like half of a video for you. I wanted to include a lot more in it. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna quickly record the video that I was planning to have for you next week, which was menu planning for Pesach, aka Passover, which is coming up, which is going to start next week, Saturday, or Matzah Shabbos. So my goal was to have a menu planning and maybe a little bit of grocery shopping for you for next week, but instead I'm going to just do a Pesach menu planning today for you. So I'm going to be sitting down. I actually started last night when I realized that I don't have what I want for the garden building video for you. So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to show you my recipe books that I'm using. I have two recipe books. I am going to reference kosher.com a lot. I will link whatever recipes I can for you down below. Whatever is on kosher.com or I can find from the books that I can find online. I will also show you guys how I type up my menu plan and my breakdown of how I do it. So first I have a sheet that I do like the meals, for the night meals, for the day meals, what I have, so that when it comes to reheating or anything that I'm going to be cooking fresh, I know what I need. So like anything that's cooking fresh and I need to, let's say, defrost a meat or chicken or fish or whatever it is, I know beforehand to take it out to have it defrosted in time. Or anything that's in the freezer, I should be able to take out and defrost in time. So that's on one page. Then I will have a breakdown of everything that I'm making, divided into categories, fish, the meats, stuff like that, like soups, and I will write which book it is, the page number, and anything that needs to be baked, I will write the temperature and the amount of time that it needs to bake, so that when I come into the kitchen, when it comes to actually standing here in the kitchen and baking and cooking, I know I usually start from the highest temperature, make my way down, so I know what to start off with, what goes next, so that I can be the most efficient once it comes to actually coming into the kitchen and cooking. I will also know what needs an appliance, so like a blender or a mixer, stuff like that, so that I can prioritize those things over anything that just needs to be cooked over the stovetop, because that can be done on the holiday. Versus any appliances which I can't use, I should have those things done and out of the way. That makes my cooking before Yontif stress-free, because I know what needs to get done, what is not a priority, what is. And then what else do I have on it? And then I'm going to work on my grocery list as well. So as I'm curating my menu, I will also write down the ingredients that I need, keeping count. I will make tally marks of, let's say, eggs, how many eggs I need. So I know how minimum of how much I need to buy when I am in the grocery store. So I am usually very thorough. My menu planning is the hardest part for holiday cooking because there's a lot that goes into it. And but once it comes to the grocery shopping, I just fly through that list, and you'll see that I try to curate that by aisle as well, which is kind of hard now for Pesach shopping because the stores, they slightly shift things around. But I will try to keep it sort of in an order that makes sense to me, that they would have it in the store. And then I know how much to get of everything, how much I need to have. Was there anything else that I wanted to tell you guys before we get into it? I don't know, I'm just looking at my starts. I have to put up my onions. I forgot to harden them off today. It's going to be the first night that they're going out overnight. So we'll be able to plant them in a couple days. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. That to make it a lot easier for myself cooking wise, and that we all shouldn't feel like we're bursting at the end of every meal from eating a ton of food, is that I don't do two proteins per meal. A lot of people will do a fish and a meat or chicken. I don't do that. I do, for the day meal, I will do a meat and some side dishes. And for the night meals, I will have fish and soup because I feel like that's lighter to go to sleep on. Like, because the meals tend to be very late in the night. So I don't want something heavy right before we go to sleep. And every meal will have our matzah with some dips and salads. I will also menu plan some baked goods that I want to have. I will menu plan some desserts, and I will menu plan dinners for the days in between, called Chalamoid, and for the dinners leading up to Pesach once I am already in Pesach cooking mode over here. So yeah, my laptop isn't working. I do have it out though, but I'm not going to be working on it. So once I am done writing up my menu, I will take you guys over to my computer and I will screen record for you to see how I write up my menu and everything that I told you, how I work it out with my cooking thingy of temperatures and all that things, and my grocery list. Last night I started with the fish, soups, meats, side dishes. One change I have to do is that for the second days I didn't realize I would want to make a beef stew for Shabbos morning for Saturday lunch. So I'll adjust that a little bit. But today we're going to work on the desserts, the baked goods, dips and salads, and the weeknight dinners. So let's get into it. So I started making Pesach at home in 2020. And so I got myself this book that year. And I've been using it every year since. And I think almost every recipe that I've made in here I did enjoy. And then last year, it was after a few years of making Pesach at home, I was like, I can use a bit of a change. So I got myself this one here. And I think in here also almost every recipe that I made, we enjoyed. So I'm going to be using these again. Okay, my computer is out of whack. It's not loading. So I'm going to pull out my previous year's menus on my phone. I just figured over there I can screen record it for you. But I think I'll just do, when I type up the menu on a better computer, I'll pull that up for you. Okay, I have last year's menu, and I will pop up on the screen for you right now to show you how I have it split by night meals and day meals, and then going down in rows, I have the days. So for fish, I'm going to go down in a column, and I'm going to start off with fish. I think for the first night meal, so Friday night, it's not Pesach yet, but we can't make anything chametz because we can't get rid of it anymore. I will make a Moroccan whitefish because we love this. And we're going to start off the holiday strong with this. So I'm going to write down here, I'm going to make Moroccan fish. I'm going to write down the page number. And this cooks on the stovetop, so I don't have to write cooking instructions. At the same time, while I'm menu planning over here, I am going to start writing down my ingredients that I need to help me with my grocery list, to know what I need, how much I need, and it'll make my grocery shopping a lot easier. So we're going to start off, I make this with tilapia or flounder, and unfortunately I don't know how many people I'm going to have by the meal, so I can't write down how many slices I need. I'm going to have to figure that out right before I go to the store. But I'm going to write one for one meal. And this is for 8. So I'm going to buy the ingredients to make a full recipe. And if needed, I should be able to adjust as I'm cooking this. Now this Moroccan whitefish, it is whitefish steaks. They call for whitefish steaks, but like I said, I use tilapia or flounder, whatever I find in the grocery that day. It has a can of crushed tomatoes, some garlic, carrots, jalapenos, salt, It has some oil, paprika, hot paprika, dry parsley, and a lemon. And this I've made many times in the past. I started making it the first time on Pesach, and we loved it. So I copied the recipe that I should have access to it because this book gets put away throughout the year. So I took a picture of the recipe and I've been making it for special occasions ever since. And let's say things like oil, which is hard to keep track of how much I need. What I do is that once the holiday is over, I keep records of how much of what I used that year so that I know for the years going forward how much I need. So let's say over here I wrote that I used 1 bottle of oil, 1 bottle of olive oil, but also based on what foods I made, I know how much I need, because if I did a lot of things that need to be fried, I would need a lot more oil, which I'm going to try not to do this year, not too much oil. So this will be night 1. Now for the Seder I'm going to do from kosher.com, I have, it's called lemon infused salmon, and I will do that for both Seder nights, and hopefully we like it. This is also cooked, so again I don't need to write down the cooking temperature or time. So this is for 8 slices of salmon fillet. So I guess I will make a double recipe of this. For the second days, I think we'll make this one. I'll make the Moroccan whitefish again, and we'll make the salmon with leek and shallot jam. Okay, so this is the first thing that will need to be baked. So I write 375, and I'm going to write the max amount that they say it could take, because that helps me with the menu planning, with the cooking also, of knowing when to have things ready to go into the oven. Because like this doesn't need much prep before going into the oven. So right before the oven has space for this, I can just sprinkle on the spices and get it into the oven, versus other things that might need some prep beforehand. I will know how much beforehand to start prepping those. If this just goes over your head, it's fine for most people. I've heard back from my previous video that they were just like, they just didn't understand how I do this, but this is how I work best. So I'm sharing it with you to maybe inspire you, A, for the menu, and B, to see how I do it if you're interested. Okay, so for this recipe, I'm sorry if I didn't give you the previous one, the, what is it called? Lemon infused salmon. You basically slice and saute some onions with some sugar, and then it has lemons, salt, pepper, and it uses salmon. Now this recipe over here, you make a jam, a leek and shallot jam. It has oil, leeks, shallots, garlic, kosher salt, dates, garlic powder, and black pepper. And then the salmon, when you're cooking it, you're going to sprinkle it with kosher salt, black pepper, and fresh thyme or dry thyme. And they're saying over here that in place of diced dates, use 1 to 2 tablespoons of honey or Ceylon. So I think I will do honey, because I think that's an ingredient that I would use for other dishes as well. And I don't want to buy ingredients that I'm just going to have to figure out after Pesach what to do with them. Now for the soup. So soup here we did, my computer finally loaded. Now let me see if it'll work. Doesn't want to work. Okay. Ain't gonna mess with it. It's not worth it. As for soups, we did chicken soup, cream of chicken soup, butternut squash. So I know this much, that for the Seder nights, I want the chicken, and I think the cream of chicken was also very good. So let me see if I see another soup here that I would want to try, because otherwise it'll be between those two and just a classic chicken soup. Well, nothing is getting me excited, so we're just going to do those 3 soups and alternate between the different days. So I know that for the Seder nights, I'm going to have just regular chicken soup. So for my chicken soup, I do chicken bones. And throughout the year, I do put in chicken nuggets as well. I don't think I'm going to do it over here. Actually, maybe I will. I'm going to do chicken bones. I think I'll make 2 batches of chicken soup because I'm going to need chicken broth as well. Actually, no, I think I'll do 1 chicken broth and 1 chicken soup. So for the chicken broth, I'm just going to do chicken bones, salt and pepper. And okay, now let me write down. I think for Friday night, I will do the butternut squash. So I'm going to write down over here that for this recipe, I will need 6 cups of chicken stock so that when I cook up my chicken broth, I know how to separate it. So I think the cream of chicken soup I'm going to serve for the second days as well, because this one's officially 10 servings, and I think I can make it stretch to fit if I have more people coming over for meals. Okay, now with our soup, we're also going to make a Pesach version of lakshen, and I make a crouton that we add in as well. I'm going to pull up those recipes. Those are family recipes, so I have it saved on Google Drive for myself. So I see here that last year I made a triple batch of lakshen and a single batch of croutons. I'm going to follow the same thing, and if I see that before the second days that I don't have enough, I will make more then. Okay, so now that we're done with the night meals, I'm going to do desserts after because I just do like 2 desserts for first days, 2 desserts for second days, and then I decide what to serve when. For now, I'm going to do the main dishes for the day meals. Grilled chicken Caesar salad, which I have in the printout over here. I think this is a good option because it's light. After a bunch of meals, this will be very nice. I think this I will serve on Monday for lunch, the day after Seder, the second Seder. So this will basically be, we'll make a herb marinade for the chicken, which will be olive oil, juice of a lemon, garlic, oregano, basil. The salad will be the chicken cutlets, which will be cooked with some lettuce, red onion, grape tomatoes, and the dressing will be mayo, garlic, sugar, vinegar, and water. So for the dressing, this calls for mayo. And if you've seen any of my videos that I use mayonnaise throughout the year, it's actually a recipe from this book that I fell in love with, and I've been making it for the entire year so far. I have not used any store-bought mayo for the last year. So let's go through the meats and decide which ones we're going to make. So I found a recipe here on kosher.com for melt in your mouth Swiss steak. It's Swiss steak, salt, pepper, garlic, duck sauce, and soy sauce. So I think I would make that for the second lunch. 275. So really low and slow for 3 hours. And the first day, which would be Shabbos day, we're going to have a beef stew, which I've been making the same way that I make my cholent throughout the year, minus the beans. So now for the second days, I will do, I guess, this soft and juicy roast. I think I would do the onion roast. So the onion roast is onion, a roast, and they say here you can use a brisket, anything that will go low and slow. So a brisket, a French roast, a minute steak, a chuck roast, and even flanken. Okay, so this will go on 325, 1 hour per pound. So we'll have to figure that out according to the size of the meat that I get. So now I just need one more main dish, and then we'll go to side dishes. Okay, I think I'll do this one for the last day. So I'll write orange, ginger, I'll write chicken kebabs. No, I don't know if I can do this because this needs to be broiled. It's saying that it can actually be made a day or 2 ahead of time. So maybe I'll swap. I'll make the roast for the second day, the chicken kebabs for the first day meal. Now, for side dishes. So I think for Shabbos day, the first day when we're waiting for the first Seder night, I would have the beef stew and maybe I'll make some salad to go on the side. So I will look up like a fresh salad recipe. Okay, I think I'm gonna make this crunchy cabbage salad, which has red cabbage, green cabbage, scallions, slivered almonds, and pomegranate. I think I would leave out the pomegranate. And I want to limit the potatoes that I eat. I don't want to be potatoed out at the end of this Pesach. I think what I would do is I'm going to make mushroom kugel, a cauliflower and lemon dill sauce, and our lakshan kugel. I will just plate it up on trays, put it out on the table, self-serve, family style, and I'll use it for all the meals, all our lunch meals for the first days. So this will go on 350 for 60 minutes, so 1 hour. And this will need a 9-inch round pan. So I'm going to write that down because I want to keep track of how many I need of that, because I'll just buy a big pack of 9x13s to do like my steaks and stuff like that, meats and chickens. But anything that needs a specific size pan, I'm going to write down so that I know that I have it. And then here for our lakshan kugel, this will bake on 425. So it goes for 45 minutes roasting the spaghetti squash, and then 1 hour for baking the kugel. And then we will make our cauliflower. This is cooked over the stovetop, so this doesn't need any baking instructions. Side dishes for the second days. I'm getting tired, so we're gonna finish up with the side dishes for today. And I see my battery is gonna die soon. So I'm gonna finish this up. Side dishes for the last 2 meals. And then we're gonna get back at it tomorrow morning. We'll do dips and salads, and we'll do the weeknight meals. And then I'll go over with you everything that I have planned, because now I'm like all over the place. So far I've been good at staying clear from any potato side dishes. So let's see if we can keep that up. I feel like I'm just going down a rabbit hole here. So I had tagged a couple recipes here. So I think that's what I'll make. Is a caramelized carrots with a scallion sauce and broccoli poppers with mayo dipping sauce. So let me write down what I will need for each of those recipes. And it'll be for both day meals as well. And this will bake at 400 for roughly 30 minutes. And for ingredients, we will need carrots, olive oil, honey, salt, pepper. The sauce will be scallions, mayonnaise, olive oil, garlic, lemon juice, vinegar, honey, salt, and pepper. Broccoli poppers, which is basically just, it looks like a patty. This will also go on 400. This will go for 25 minutes. We will need broccoli, eggs, potato starch, pecans, ground pecans, paprika, salt, garlic powder, and pepper. And for the dipping sauce, it'll be garlic. You can use either garlic cubes, the frozen, or garlic powder. So far I didn't need the garlic cubes for any other recipe, so I would use the garlic powder so that I don't have to buy any additional stuff that I would only use for one recipe. It needs salt, mayonnaise, lemon juice, black pepper, everything that I have on the list already. Okay, we're gonna call it a night for now, and we're gonna finish this off tomorrow. So I'll see you guys when I'm well rested and I can think again. Let's get right back to where we finished off last night. But first I'm going to change out. For the second part of the holidays, I planned for a roast and a chicken kebab. I think I will just make the roast. I'll make that for Sunday lunch. And for Shabbos day, I will have a beef stew. I have to remove those ingredients. Not I have to. I want to remove those ingredients from my list from the kebabs because I just don't want to buy something that I don't need. So I'm multiplying the ingredients that I need for potatoes for the beef stew. because I'm going to make that for the first days as well. I didn't even write that I need beef stew, so I'm happy that I adjusted this so I am getting what I actually need, and we'll do that for 2 meals. Okay, so now we're going to do desserts and dips and salads, and then I know that for meals we are done. So let me pull up our menu from last year, like I did yesterday, so that I can reference what we made, what we enjoyed. Okay, so this here is a strawberry shortcake that I've been making every year from the first year that I've been making Pesach at home, and it can be Pesach for us without this. So I will make this for sure, and this will bake on 350 for 1 hour. So the cake is eggs, sugar, oil, potato starch, baking powder, instant vanilla pudding. The cream will be some whip and instant vanilla pudding, and then the sauce is some frozen strawberries with syrup blended up. So now I'm going to look through and see any more desserts, because I think I want to make possibly 3 for the first days, 2 for the second days, and I'll alternate when I serve them. Okay, so in this book I found 4 different recipes that I want to make. One I'm not sure. I'm going to review the ingredients again as I'm writing up the list of ingredients that I need, and I will make my decision. So one I have over here is a chocolate lover's trifle. This is looking really good. I'm probably not going to make the crumbs on top because that's just like another thing to bake, and I feel like it would be too much to make when I'm busy making other stuff too. So there's a custard on the bottom, which is whip, chocolate, sugar, cocoa powder, salt, egg yolks, vanilla extract, and then chocolate mousse on top, which is whip, cocoa, powdered sugar, and vanilla extract. The next thing I found was a lemon tiramisu. So I'm gonna make that. So first you make a lemon curd, which is egg yolks, lemon juice, zest of lemons, sugar, potato starch, which is a lemon cream with whipped vanilla extract, kosher salt, and the lemon curd. And then to assemble, you will need honey or maple syrup, boiling water, brandy, which she notes over here that if you want to leave that out, you can substitute with lemon juice, and taste the mixture to ensure it's not too sweet, with some ladyfingers and lemon zest for garnish. I just want to write down for this to get mini cups for our chocolate dessert. We're going to be making a grapefruit sorbet. So what I'll do is, so this has water, sugar, and just grapefruit juice. Okay. And then I decided that I'm not going to make the 4th recipe that I found in this book, because I felt like I have like 3 like whippy, very sweet, cakey type of desserts with a 1 sorbet. So I found on kosher.com a mango sorbet. And what I'll do is I'll have, for the first days, 2 of the sweet, cakey, whippy type of desserts with 1 of the sorbets. And for the second days, I'll have the last one of those cakey, whippy desserts with the other sorbet. So now we have desserts done. So next up will be dips and sauces. So let me see, what did we make last year? Okay, so now that I have this book on top, so I know that I'm going to make mayo, which I have here already. I will make this multiple times. So I already wrote down what I need. I will have extra eggs. I will have extra oil. Then it just needs lemon juice, kosher salt, black pepper, and sugar, which is optional, which is ingredients that I will have on hand if I need to make more than more. And then the second recipe that I have from this book from last year that we loved, I want to make it after Pesach last year, I made it like during the year. I didn't like it as much with the challah as with the matzah. With the matzah, it was like perfection. And I thought that 1 batch of it will be enough because it makes 4 cups. And it was not enough. I had to make a second batch for second days. So I am going to account for that as well. So this is called a secret sauce. It has mayonnaise, caramelized onions, sour pickle, pickle juice, juice of a lemon, kosher salt, black pepper, garlic, dried parsley flakes, maple syrup or honey, garlic powder, onion powder, and olive oil. So this calls for caramelized onions, and she has over here in the back of the book, she calls it Building Blocks and Staples, and she shows you how to make caramelized onions in bulk in 4 different ways. I think I would do the oven method. I did it last year overnight, and I would do a bunch of them. And then the rest of the things that I make is from here. Actually, I do make tomato dip because some people just love that. And that will be the only thing that oh, I thought I spilled my water. That will be the only thing that they'll eat. So I do make a carrot salad, but it's not one from the book because I just like it more basic. Let me see if I have the recipe in here because it's a family recipe. Carrot salad, yeah. So it's carrots and pineapple rings. You grate the carrots, you crush the pineapple with half of its juice and mix it together. This vanishing potato salad is also something that I've been making every year, and we love it. We cannot get enough of it. I probably would make a double or triple recipe for the first days, and then probably a double for the first day, for the second days. And this is something that I don't have to prep beforehand. The potato salad is cooked potatoes, sour pickles, scallions, carrots, and the dressing is mayo, vinegar, salt, and black pepper. Maybe I'll make some matbucha. This looks good. And this just needs to be cooked down. This is some very ripe, very large beef tomatoes, some crushed tomatoes, some green peppers, a head of garlic, salt, paprika, oil, and jalapeno peppers. And I think with the amount of this, I can make just one and have it for last me the entire holiday. The next thing we're gonna menu plan is baked goods. I like having those for the morning with my coffee and just as a snack throughout the day. I'm gonna first look over what I made last year. This I made last year for the first time. This tastes like a cake that I grew up on having every Pesach, and I loved it. I'm gonna make it again. This will bake on 350 for 55 minutes. So the cake is eggs, oil, sugar, baking powder, kosher salt, vanilla extract, cocoa powder, potato starch, almond flour, and almond milk. And then the glaze is powdered sugar, cocoa powder, and almond milk. Okay, next thing that I've been making for many years is this one. And it is also something delicious. And I believe I just have to make one recipe and it'll last us for the entire time. And this will bake on 350 for 30 minutes. No, 40 minutes. So it is egg, sugar, oil, vanilla extract, baking powder, almond flour, potato starch, mini chocolate chips, and a topping of sugar and cinnamon. Now this is something that was requested by my family, the chocolate cupcakes. I will not be making the frosting because it's not easy to freeze it like that, and just harder. And if I am defrosting a little bit at a time, then I'm not going to make the frosting and then ice them separately. So we're just going to make the cupcakes. And I think 3 of these baked goods are enough for us. And I'm not going to make more than this. If I feel like I need more for the second days, I can always do that. So this will bake on 350 for 20 minutes. And this is eggs, sugar, potato starch, oil, cocoa, and baking soda. And like I said, I'm not making the frosting, so we're gonna go right to the next thing. Okay, so I'm referencing my menu from last year to see if I covered all my different categories. So fish, soup, salad, mains, sides, desserts, and baked goods. Okay, we're good. I believe we are done. Oh no, we need weeknight dinners. So let me see how many we'll need. Oh, I also want to make for Friday afternoons. We need something to eat. So I will make, for the first days I will make potato kugel. For the second days I will be making a yapchik, which is potato kugel with meat in the center. You'll like layer the potato kugel mixture, some meat, and then some more potatoes. I think I will make this for one night's dinner, and I'll make it with maybe a salad on the side. This is something that I made last year, and most of my family enjoyed it, so I'll make it again. Sheet pan chicken cutlets with crispy potatoes. So this has olive oil, kosher salt, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, parsley flakes, oregano, chili powder, a red onion, Yukon Gold potatoes, and some chicken cutlets. These chicken nuggets, and we like the lemon sauce. So I'm gonna make this for dinner as well. And I think I'll make it with some mashed potatoes. Is gonna be a very pale plate, but maybe with some mashed potatoes and a vegetable, maybe green beans, like roasted green beans or something like that. So we have chicken. The batter is eggs, water, potato starch, and salt. And the lemon sauce is oil, lemon juice, sugar, vinegar, chicken broth, potato starch, and salt. So I see here, I found on kosher.com a basil garlic chicken with cherry tomatoes. And over here I saw earlier a whipped potatoes with basil. And I think it'll sing together. It'll be very good for a dinner. So for the chicken, it's going to be olive oil, cherry tomatoes, red pepper, frozen garlic or fresh garlic minced, some frozen basil cubes, salt, baby chicken. I'm going to use just chicken cutlets and black pepper. And for the potatoes, we need Yukon Gold potatoes, salt, the basil cubes again, some chicken stock or water combined with chicken consomme powder, some salt and pepper. So I'm thinking for a dinner, I have found here a recipe for wonton chip meat board. I think we would enjoy this. So this is like multiple things. So you're going to make a beef, which is oil, ground beef, garlic, onion powder, paprika, salt, and pepper. We're going to make a guacamole, which it has a recipe for over here, or you can make your own. The recipe over here is avocado, lime juice, salt, red pepper flakes, and a red onion. And to serve, they're saying you should get some wonton chips, avocado, limes, radishes, jalapeno, gherkins, sprouts, cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, and the guacamole. But you can, to serve, you can serve it with anything that your family would like. Okay, for the last one, I think we'll do this herb salmon with a mango salsa with some cheddar scallion muffins from kosher.com. So for the fish is salmon, lemon juice, water, salt, and mayonnaise. The seasoning blend that goes on top is oregano, basil, dill, kosher salt, garlic powder, black pepper, parsley, and onion flakes. And then the salsa is mango, pineapple, red onion, red pepper, vinegar, olive oil, salt, and pepper. Now for the scallion muffins, it needs eggs, olive oil, milk, it says any type, almond flour, baking powder, kosher salt, garlic powder, onion powder, cheddar cheese, and some thinly sliced scallions. Okay, with this, we're done with the planning part. We're going to head over to the computer and we're going to type this up and write up our grocery list, because right now it's just a bunch of mumble jumble all over, and I'm going to make it nice and organized so that it's easy to shop from when we're in the store. Okay, so I have here my Pesach menu. It is right now blank, but I have a bunch of folders in here, and I have a folder with all my Pesach menus from the year past. I just created a new folder, Pesach 2025, and I created my document here, and I'm going to show you what I do and how I do. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a table. So this I'll make very big and we'll make it bold. And this will be the night meals and the day meals. So in each of these rows, I'm going to write which meal it is, which day it is, and then I'm going to fill in what we're making for that day. I'm going to write the side dishes. I'm going to split them between the different days, but I'm just going to put them all out, I believe, for every meal a little bit. I'm going to look through the desserts that I have planned, and I'll put it in here as well. I see here carrots with sauce, and a broccoli pepper with sauce. I think I'll do, let me see, cabbage salad. So I think I'll take the mushroom kugel, and I'm going to replace it with a carrot. And the carrots will be made over here. I will just put down a dessert for any day. Doesn't mean that I'm going to serve it that day, but just so that I know what I'm making for the first days, what I'm making for the second days. So over here, I'm going to write down the salads that we're making. I need a bit more space here. So this is for the meals. So now we're going to go to the next page. And over here, I'm going to make, like I said, our list of like what we're making, what temperature it needs, and stuff like that. And this I will print out and have with myself, with my recipe books as I'm cooking. I think we're going to make this text smaller. I want to write down my dinners as well, but I think I'll make that into a separate page. That'll be sort of like this. Oh, I forgot to write that I'm going to make potato kugel and yapchak. Okay, now that this is done and it's saved, I am not going to print it out yet. I'm going to print this out when I'm ready to use it. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to create a new document. And this will be called our grocery list. And I'm just going to go through my list that I curated. And I'm going to start off with just the fruits and vegetables. Yes, I wish I could have included some shots of me in the grocery store. But it's way too early for me to do my grocery shopping today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this helped you out with your menu planning. And I hope to see you on the next one.